A mother of 4 took to Reddit to share her frustrations over the expectations placed on her during the Thanksgiving holiday, revealing the tension between her desire to set boundaries and the pressure from her husband and in-laws to continue her traditional role of cooking and hosting the family meal. The 38-year-old woman explained that she had been responsible for preparing Thanksgiving dinner for the past 15 years, often taking on the majority of the cooking, including the turkey and many side dishes, as well as hosting her husband's extended family in recent years. However, this year, the woman felt completely burnt out due to the stresses of her personal and professional life. She works as a teacher and has 4 children, ranging from 2 to 15 years old, and described this year as especially exhausting. Between work, parenting, and the demands of her daily life, she no longer felt she could take on the huge responsibility of hosting and preparing the Thanksgiving meal. She made it clear to her family weeks ahead of time that she would not be cooking or hosting this year. Despite her prior notice, her husband and his family were not receptive to her decision. She suggested that her sister-in-law, a stay-at-home mom with an 11-month-old child, could host the dinner. But her mother-in-law quickly dismissed the idea, claiming that her sister-in-law was unreliable and might not wake up early enough to prepare the meal. Next, the woman proposed her brother-in-law's wife, even though she had never cooked a turkey before. Her mother-in-law responded dismissively, stating, "The turkey cooks itself," and implying that the woman could give it a try. The woman was frustrated by the contradiction between her family's lack of involvement and their insistence that she continue shouldering the responsibility. Her frustration deepened when her husband, who had always supported her cooking, expressed disappointment that she was backing out this year. He suggested that her decision was more about avoiding his family than about her own burnout, pointing to the fact that her mother would not be coming to the celebration due to her battle with breast cancer. The woman clarified that she had cooked Thanksgiving dinner during years when her own family could not attend, so this year's decision was based on her need for rest rather than her family dynamics. Her husband's response hurt her, especially when he accused her of neglecting her motherly duties. He told her she had 5 days to rest before the holiday and implied that she should fulfill her role as the caretaker for the family, regardless of her personal stress. She expressed how painful it was to be expected to cook and serve year after year when other family members did not contribute in any meaningful way. Determined to maintain her boundaries, the woman shared her decision with Reddit users, asking if she was wrong for stepping back. Many users rallied behind her, with one commenter suggesting that the real issue was with her husband, who should have supported her decision and stood up to his family. Others pointed out that cleaning and cooking are not solely a woman's responsibility, and her husband should be more understanding of her need for rest. In an update to her post, the woman shared that she had decided to spend Thanksgiving at her mother's house, where she could offer emotional support while also taking a break from the pressures of hosting. She clarified that her mother, who was recovering from breast cancer, had asked for a quiet day, and she intended to honor that request. Her husband was welcome to join her and the children, but he was also free to go ahead with the Thanksgiving celebration at his family's home if he chose to. When her husband asked if she could meet him halfway by cooking the turkey before leaving for her mom's, the woman refused, offering to cook it only if dinner were pushed to 6 p.m. so she could have more time. When he rejected this compromise, she insisted that if the meal wasn't moved to a later time, she would contribute only easy items like desserts and drinks, just as other family members did. She also mentioned that they lived next door to his parents and sister, which made the constant expectations from his family all the more exhausting. In the end, the woman stuck to her boundaries. She explained that if her in-laws truly believed that no one else could cook or host, they would have to deal with the consequences themselves. She had made it clear that her decision was based on self-care, not on refusing to help, but rather on needing a break from years of unacknowledged labor. The post sparked widespread support from Reddit users, with many urging the woman to prioritize her well-being and stand firm in her decision. The conversation also raised broader questions about gender roles, family expectations, and the unrecognized emotional labor often placed on women.